Hello again, Pika. How are you?
Alright,
How's everything been going since the last time I saw you?
it's been going alright.
Are you okay? What's going on? Is the weather bad out there?
Yeah, it's been raining very hard. And I was forced to come here.
Oh no, who forced you?
My wife.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All right. So thank you so much for meeting with me today. So I know that we talked last week, and I'm really, really appreciative of you coming, even in the rain, and your wife making you come.
Hmm.
But today we're going to work together, okay, collaboratively, to develop a treatment plan that focuses on your goals, your needs, and what you'd like to improve. Pretty much everything that we discussed last week, we are going to create a treatment plan, okay?
Hmm.
This is a collaborative process, okay? So this is not just me telling you what you should do. This is us working together, me as the professional, you as the client, to create goals. And I think that your input is really, really important, right? So we want to create goals that are attainable. We want to create goals that are specific, measurable, um, realistic for sure, okay, and that we can time. So we're going to have a frequency to our goals. Again, these are going to be goals that you would like to create as well, not just me telling you what you should do, okay? So, as always, do you give me consent? We're going to be recording today. So, are you okay with that? Do you give me consent?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, all right. So, let's review some of your concerns. So, in the past, what you've shared with me is that you've been dealing with a lot of pain since your injury.
Hmm.
And when you left last week, I was thinking about in what ways can we create a goal for you to eliminate some of that pain, okay? So I know that you were dealing with chronic pain. I remember that you were kind of feeling frustrated and angry and a little sad, just based off the stress that you've been dealing with at home and finances. Also, when we first met, you talked about concerns about taking too many pain pills. Okay, so that was as it pertained to the injury and pain management. It also sounded like the last time that we talked, you were having some difficulty in your relationship, your marriage. And as you already stated, your wife made you come here. But that was impacting your family quite a bit. So tell me today, like if you had to scale where you are and how you're feeling outside of the rain and outside of your wife making you come, how are you?
Probably like a 6.
A six. Okay. Tell me why you are a six.
I mean, I can see improvement, but I still see the same issues.
Okay.
So it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And that makes complete sense, and I understand. And anyone in your situation would definitely feel overwhelmed,
Hmm.
a little frustrated. So that is what I'm here for today. We are going to discuss um, just some goals collaboratively. Okay, so let's identify some goals. So when you think about your overall emotional health, how do you think that is?
Um, I don't know because I never gauge my emotional health.
Okay. So I know that the last time that we talked, you told me that sometimes you get triggered and sometimes you get frustrated, and you don't want your children to see that.
Hmm.
Okay. So when we think about goals, again, I want us to make specific goals, okay? And small goals, nothing too big. So one goal that I was thinking about that we could focus on is like reducing your anger and sadness and helping you to feel more like yourself again.
Hmm.
Okay. What makes you feel most like yourself?
Bowling, golfing.
Oh, you like to bowl. I
Hmm.
guess not in the rain, right?
No, not in the rain.
Okay. We're golfing. Okay. So how does that sound when we talk about helping you with your emotional goals?
I mean, that sounds good if we can get to it.
Okay. Okay. So let's keep that in mind. Additionally, I know that you spoke so highly of your family in the last couple of sessions that we've had. So another goal that we could focus on is really improving that communication piece and the stress at home with your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Additionally, you spoke a lot about that pain that you were feeling from that injury. So maybe we can focus on reducing that pain and managing that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sometimes that looks like pain management, right? Sometimes that looks like because I know one of your fears was taking too many pain pills. So maybe we can look at um, ensuring that you are educated about pain medication, its side effects, when you feel like you're overdosing or when you feel like you've become too dependent on that. So, really being educated in those areas is going to be very, very beneficial for you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, once the pain and the family stability comes together, I think that we will have a good thing going. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay. So tell me how you feel about everything that I've said today.
I feel like it's the right step in the right direction. So
Okay.
just emphasizing and stepping in and using those examples.
Okay. So I gave you three small goals, but you tell me what do you think of those goals, and you tell me if you foresee any other goals that you would rather work on.
Like I said, I like the goal. I think right now just to focus on what you said is probably best.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So let's review. Okay. So for goal one, we want to really identify those triggers. And if I remember from our first session, you talked about your mom passing away. You talked about having a brother. You also talked about your children seeing your frustrations. And I know that that was very difficult for you. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Like I said, they just saw me yelling back and forth for arguing with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I don't want them to see.
Okay. And I want to reassure you and affirm that you are doing the right thing by taking this first step. So what would that look like? Okay, so when we talk about identifying triggers and when we talk about practicing coping skills, okay, so skills like breathing. Remember we talked about this: grounding techniques, breathing, stress management, and tracking your mood. I want to introduce you to an intervention, and that is called CBT therapy. Okay, that is cognitive behavioral therapy. So when we look at cognitive behavioral therapy, it's really to address the negative thought patterns that you have about yourself, about your injury, about your financial status. And so, what do you think about going to CBT therapy? Maybe once per week for about 45 to 60 minutes a day.
That's something I'm willing to try.
Okay, and it's only one day weekly. Okay, so I'm not taking all your golfing days. I'm not taking all your bowling days away. Okay. Additionally, Pika, another objective that we want to work on really is, and you tell me what you think about this, demonstrating at least two coping strategies. So, like we just talked about, the deep breathing, the grounding, cognitive reframing, and that's really to manage your anger and mood distress. Okay, so what happens is you go to CBT therapy and you receive stress management skills and coping skills and anger regulation. And we want to ensure that because, as you stated, you don't want your children to see you in an angry state. So that can be something that you do weekly as well, 60 minutes, 45 minutes. But with this frequency, I want you to use these techniques daily. Okay, so it's not something that I want you to just go once a week and you don't ever do it. I want you to really use it, really put it into practice. So information and application is always going to be beneficial. Okay. Um, so when we think about just the number one goal is to improve your emotional regulation, the last thing I want to talk to you about is really decreasing that sadness and anger that you've been feeling. So using psychoeducation, which helps you focus on the connection between the chronic pain and the mood. And I don't know about you, but when I'm hungry, sometimes I get frustrated, right? So with you experiencing this pain, this injury, sometimes that can alter your mood. And I want you to focus on the psychoeducation um, bi-weekly. Okay, so you're going to do it every other week. I know you're going to have the CBT therapy going, so we don't want to bombard you. And at any point, if you feel like this number one goal of emotional regulation, you want to switch it or it's not working for you, we can always reframe this treatment plan, okay? So additionally, when we talk about this pain management, I know that this is very important for you. So goal number 2, let's improve the pain. Okay, I think you'll be happy about that. Then you can go golfing as much as you want. Um, so I think that you would benefit from participating in some pain management evaluation. So maybe your primary doctor coordinating a referral for you for pain management. Additionally, we want that piece of you being educated on the medication. So safe medication usage. You cannot be educated enough. As you know, fentanyl is now being laced on certain medications. So we want you to be mindful and cognitive and very much understanding of what you're taking and how to take it. Okay. Additionally, let's focus on the proper dosing. Okay, so right dose, right route, right medication. That is very important. So let's focus on doing those sessions maybe every 2 to 4 weeks. And I think this would be something that when you see your pain management doctor, they should educate you on. Additionally, not just educate you, but make sure that you understand it. So speaking it back to them, that's going to be an important piece. Okay. So when we think about that last goal of your family, I know that family is very much important to you. You know that family is very much important. You've spoken so highly of your wife, Kaylani, I believe. Okay, so you've spoken so highly of your wife, Kaylani. Um, with that being said, I think that it would be very beneficial for you and your wife to attend at least 2 joint sessions to improve your communication. Here is the thing. You may think one way, Pika, she may think another way, but at the end of the day, you all coming together on a common ground, seek to understand each other, right? We don't want to just be the boss, and we don't want her to just be the boss. We want you to come together on one accord just to make this all work. I think so. The intervention would definitely be facilitating the couples counseling and communication skill building to improve relationship functioning, enhance problem solving, and reduce conflict. What do you think about everything that I've just said, everything that I've spoken? Give me some feedback.
I mean, like I told you before, I didn't really have a plan, so everything that you discussing is something I'm willing to try because I'm willing to make it work. So.
Okay, awesome. Okay. So now that we've discussed these interventions, here's how I, here at Stanley Social Services Agency, can help you. So we'll meet weekly to use what's called the cognitive behavioral therapy, as we already spoke about. That's going to help you change your negative thought patterns, okay? I'll teach you stress management and anger control techniques, and you can use those daily. So you can use those with the babies. You can use those when you don't win in golf. You can use those when you don't win at bowling, if you don't win at bowling. I'll also provide you education about pain and how the mood are connected. I think that that's very important for you to understand that, again, if I'm having a migraine, right, my mood is affected. I don't want to watch TV. I don't want to play with the kids, and that's okay because you're human, Pika. I also help coordinate a referral for pain management. I think that's going to be an important piece for that pain injury that you have. You've been dealing with that for so long. Like, we got to get that taken care of. We'll also include in our sessions with your wife, if you're open to that, I think that would be beneficial because it'll help you connect to your family a little more. So in the future, once our 2 goals or our 3 goals have been obtained, we can focus on more goals if you want. If you want resources for better jobs, if you want resources for, I think you said you had a brother at our first session. If you want resources for therapy or counseling with your brother, just or grief therapy, I think that would be beneficial as well. Okay. So tell me how this plan feels for you.
Like I said before, I think it feels, I'm not gonna lie, it feels overwhelming in the beginning.
Okay.
But like I told you before, willing to make it work because I'm willing to try something different.
Okay. So that's the thing. We don't want to overwhelm you at all. Okay. Which is why in the beginning I stated that we wanted to make specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time goals. Okay. So I don't want to overwhelm you. I did give you 3 goals. What do you feel like is the first thing that you want to work on? Would that be emotional regulation, pain management, or your family connection?
The emotional regulation.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. I'm glad to hear that. So here's the thing. We can adjust this at any time. Once emotional regulation is taken care of, we can go right to pain management. Pain management is taken care of, we can focus on the family. And if we spend more time on the family, or if we spend more time on emotional regulation, if we spend more time on pain management, it's totally okay. This treatment plan can always be adjusted. Okay? All right, Pico. Well, it was very, very nice and I'm very, very thankful that you came in, especially in the rain. Thank you for being open today. Again, I know this wasn't easy, and I don't want to overwhelm you in any way, but you're taking major, important steps to a better you, right? And as social workers, we want to focus on the whole person, not just your pain management or not just the emotional part, but we want to focus on the whole person. We want you to be whole 100%, okay? So we'll take this one step at a time, and I will see you at your next session. Do you have any questions before you leave?
No, I do not.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in, and tell your wife I said hello.
All right, well, thank you.